everyone.
What's up guys, Unofficial MCU here. Hope you're all doing well, and RDJ, Robert Downey Jr. has finally broken official word on his Marvel return, coming back to play the villain of Doctor Doom in the upcoming Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, potentially possibly also Fantastic Four First Steps. We're going to go ahead and we're going to break it all down for you guys, everything that we know and everything that we're anticipating, especially from this recent official news coming in an interview from Robert Downey Jr. himself. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Marvel related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from the Direct's article as an overall garnering source. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. Robert Downey Jr. has officially discussed and broken word on what went on behind the scenes of his return to Marvel Studios this time around as Dr. Von Doom. And of course, a couple of days after the official casting update, or much rather announcement at San Diego Comic-Con a couple of weeks ago now, there were reports of that he was being paid a massive paycheck, a massive amount of money, just like uncanny. It kind of makes you pissed off, to be honest, of how much money this single guy is being paid to return to the franchise. Nonetheless, I'm not saying that he's not deserving of it, but oh my gosh, I know where their budget went. Anyway, at San Diego Comic-Con, Marvel Studios had shocked the world by not only announcing Avengers Doomsday with a new title, but also reintroducing RDJ, this time around as the lead villain for not just Avengers Doomsday, but also Avengers Secret Wars. After playing Tony Stark / Iron Man for the past 11 years within the MCU, it came as a surprise to many that the universe's greatest hero would now return as one of the most anticipated villains. While some have kind of distance from the initial announcement has given fans some time to kind of process this new yet familiar casting, Downey Jr. hasn't spoken much about what went on to this unique comeback until now. In a recent interview with the Hollywood Reporter's Awards Chatter podcast, RDJ discussed how Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige initially brought up the idea of him returning to the MCU about a year ago, actually. After it initially began with RDJ meeting about Disney Parks ride as Tony Stark, Feige told RDJ, "It just keeps occurring to me that if you were to come back," he says that there, in quote, from RDJ himself. So probably a year ago, because, Feige and I keep in touch. We're pals. Favreau and Feige, I have kept in touch. I'm close with the Russo brothers as well. We have other business we're doing. So there's this little kind of group of fellow travelers, and I had this instinct that I wanted to go to Bob Iger, and I had an idea outside of the cinematic universe for how I could be of service to what's going on in the parks. And Susan and I were sitting down with Feige at one point, and he said, "It just keeps occurring to me that if you were to ever come back," and Susan was like, wait, come back as what exactly? Ending that quote right there, really solidifying and giving us an official word, insight, and confirmation of that those discussions and those conversations, those talks of him coming back to Marvel Studios and to Disney have kind of always been around, especially for the better part of a year at this point. And the idea of it spawning initially from him not necessarily returning to the big screen to play as a character, essentially, especially as Dr. Doom, but much rather to simply return to the Disney parks and do something kind of with a ride, essentially, is what it sounds like. As many fans have come to expect now, Downey Jr. praised Feige as a creative thinker who doesn't want to go backwards and not disappoint those expectations. Downey Jr. then explained that Feige brought up Victor Von Doom as a character, and after the actor looked into the character, he thought, "Wow," saying that there, in quote, and I was like, and then we both realized over time that it was another thing that just disproves any doubt anything could have ever have about that guy. A very associated creative thinker of how you can just not want to go backwards, essentially, and how we would want not to disappoint those expectations. And we kind of continue to beat those expectations moving forward. And then he brings up Victor Von Doom. And I looked into this character and I was like, wow. And later he goes, "Let's get Victor Von Doom right. Let's get that right." I need that quote right there, kind of opening that gateway as to where RDJ stepped his foot in there and is kind of making his comeback to the big screen this time around as Downey, or this time around as Dr. Doom here, is all very exciting. It's not necessarily as random I guess, per se, as a lot of fans kind of think or even feel like that, especially with channels like mine where you have people talking about these news and these leaks and these scoops. We haven't ever heard anything about this until maybe like 24, 48 hours until the official announcement was made, and even then, it's just so far-fetched and unbelievable. Of course, I don't really feel like a lot of people were actually talking about it at that time, especially with that short notice, but that's besides the point. He continues to describe how he wanted to speak for Bob Iger specifically about everything, and when he went to his house, he had learned that Disney's CEO liked the idea of his MCU return, saying that they're, in quote, "So then I said to Kevin, can I go talk to Bob Iger?" And he goes, "About?" And I go, "About everything." And I had gone to Bob's house, which I don't know how to describe that experience. I've had a lot of really cool experiences. We go to Iger's pad and we sit down. And I start saying, I just really want to be. He goes, "I like it." He likes it. And I was like, he likes it. Ending that quote right there, kind of just from this idea of how much, the Disney CEO, Bob Iger, respects and takes out for RDJ just as a creative himself, even for that. It doesn't even start talking about this idea, maybe that's to say that, Kevin Feige and Bob Iger weren't talking behind his back at the same time with those same talks of, hey, let's bring RDJ back as Victor Von Doom this time around for the MCU. It really solidifies, and I think it's cool to hear and kind of get that backstory to how everything kind of went down here throughout the past year for Victor Von Doom, and what led to this official casting, and kind of how we have gotten that official praise from all of these higher ups and from all of these creatives at Marvel Studios. It's not just a bunch of random kind of writers in the writers' room throwing stuff at the wall and seeing kind of what sticks. It's actual well thought out thinking and creativity going on here. It really feels like, with the likes of Kevin Feige, RDJ, Bob Iger himself, and I think that in itself raises the bar 10 times as high as you might already have it for RDJ's return as Victor Von Doom within the MCU. Let alone with this whole talk and this whole discussion of raising the bar and beating expectations and having those expectations for Marvel fans. This in itself raises that bar all the more, and it's something that I think I would hope Marvel Studios would know of, but I think it's something that they are definitely 110% aware of, and how they're able to incorporate that and do that here moving forward for the MCU. This all being said, guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial MCU. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. Peace out.